If you're looking for that perfect car, you're tired of searching, well, let me tell you something. The search is over. Premier Honda is the place to find the deal you've always wanted at 11801 I-10 Service Road in New Orleans. PremierHonda.com is the website. Let me tell you something. How about this? No payments until January 1st. That's what I said. No payments until January 1st. Go buy the car now. No payments until January 1st. Now, this applies to any new Honda and is available only at Premier Honda of New Orleans. You need to go to 11801 East I-10 Service Road or visit PremierHonda.com to get that deal. Now, who doesn't want that? No money. Drive it for a while. You don't pay until next year. Ken Trahan, Ricky Jackson, Brian Ellie Walsh, sportsNOLAtv, college football, and the Ed Ogeron era at LSU is looking pretty good. LSU and Ole Miss, a team that handled the Tigers a year ago, and Coach O, let me tell you something. He continues to do what he's doing. He's going to get a lot of people shaking his hand. Started well for Ole Miss. As usual, they start like a house of fire. They're going to score right away. Misdirection their first possession. Had LSU off balance. Nice throwback by Kelly for the touchdown. Rebels looked good early. But this guy looked good early, middle, and late. He's back. He's not even in shape, and he's heavy. Leonard Fournette. Give him space. That's an unnecessary push. Fortunately, he doesn't get hurt. He'll have more to say about it. But so will Danny Etling. Nice throw on the flat. Watch this. Boom. Oh, my. Leonard Fournette. Not going to get him off his feet. Just punish that young man. And then Kelly says, no, sir. Dante Jackson of Riverdale makes the play. High points the ball. Tigers get it back. Danny Etling finds a wide open Traven Durrell. Unaccounted for. Middle of the field. Touchdown Tigers. Everything clicking for LSU. You might want to give him the ball one more time. Great blocking. And see you later. Not going to catch Leonard Fournette. To be that big and to be that fast is ridiculous, especially considering he has a bad ankle and he's out of shape. It's ridiculous. Special, special talent. And if it worked once, you might as well try it again. Pitch it right. Stiff arm. Oh my. Just throw him down like a rag doll and see you later. Leonard Fournette to the house again. And LSU just rolling in the second half. And then Darius Geis got his. Nice cutback. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Does any school have two better backs in America than LSU? Tigers 38, Ole Miss 21. Leonard Fournette, record-setting game, most yards in the history of LSU football as a running back. 284 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns on a game for Fournette. Couldn't have been better. Tigers with 515 yards and a tremendous performance by LSU. And what I was most impressed with, and everybody's going to point to Fournette, and understandably so, but when you look at what LSU's defense did to Ole Miss after the first quarter, it was special. They shut out Ole Miss in the second half. This is an Ole Miss team that had scored 30 or more on everybody, and LSU just shut them down. Dave Aranda is an outstanding defensive coordinator who's using his players very well.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kenny. And you know, the Southern Miss and then this game, this club though needs to come out faster than it's doing. They played 2 halves now. First half of the last 2 games, they've tied the teams, and that's a better team than that. So they've got to channel it early, get off to quick starts. But you're right, Kenny. Leonard Fournette, he is unbelievable, okay? He's the second coming of the beast. He truly is. That hit he put on that freshman DB, he's going to remember that for the rest of his life.
I got news for you. He's bigger, stronger, and faster than Beast Mode was. And I'm not comparing him because one's an NFL star, the other's not there yet. But just based on what I'm looking at, Ricky, if nothing changes, knock on wood, this kid is absolutely special.
Well, I mean, he learned a lot by being hurt. He knows now that he's going to have to get his wheels together because one thing about the NFL, you need those wheels to survive and to be great. So he knows now that those ankles and legs, he's going to have to depend on them. So I think that was a good lesson for him to learn. He got to stay healthy.
And the extra week to prepare for Alabama is going to help him get healthier and in better shape, right?
Yeah, and I think LSU need to come up with a couple of trick plays too, you know, like let him throw the ball, let him do something to get Alabama off balance because you just try to play them straight with the toss and run, that's too good for that. So
yeah, we'll talk extensively about LSU Alabama next week.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Kenny, the extra week should give Leonard another week to just get healthy and reinvigorate himself. But I'll tell you what, They do have to, I'll echo your, Ricky, they've got to come up with a different game plan to get him out in the open, at least between tackles.
And one more point, Danny Etling. I mean, clearly they made
Playing
the right
well.
move going to this guy.
Absolutely.
What a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a quarterback that can run that offense, and he runs it well.
Well, and then, you know, you got to get offensive coordinator a lot of credit.
Yes.
Because, you know, everything they're doing now, you don't see none of that before. When Cam was there, Cam wasn't running this type of offense. He wasn't throwing the ball downfield. He wasn't looking like that.
Yep.
And he didn't have a quarterback in there doing what they're doing now. So the offensive coordinator, he needed a little credit too.
It's been encouraging talking about Tulane to this point, but it's not encouraging talking about them this week. They went to Tulsa, and they were not competitive. Tulane did have some good plays in the running game, like Dontrell Hilliard, who ran for 26 yards, and had a good game running the ball. And Josh Rounds ran the ball well as well. So they did run the ball decently, but I mean, they just can't throw the ball at all, and they can't catch a kick. 5th kick they've dropped this year. I mean, that's just inexcusable, Ricky. You got to have a guy back there to catch a kick.
Well, I mean, on the 4-yard line like that, you don't even want to catch
No,
that.
why are
anyhow.
you trying to catch
Why
it?
are you trying to catch that? You know, let that go in the end zone. So that's special team coach, though. I mean, he got to make sure that those guys know you're inside the 5-yard line. Let the ball go.
Well, the most discouraging thing in this game, Ricky, I mean, Brian, was Tulane's defense, which has been really good to this point. They were not getting any good at all in this game.
Worn down, and you know what? They were hurting from a depth standpoint. Their secondary was hurting. And look, they're thin anyway. You've got to keep people healthy, your frontliners anyway, but they were just clearly outmatched.
Yeah, he needed a couple of years. I mean, the coach needed a couple of years to build that team. I mean, he took a team, and I think that, you know, give him due time, he's going to build those guys.
And, of course, they gave up 50 points. You're not going to win against anybody giving up 50. You got no shot to win when you give up 50 points. And they got SMU coming up, and all SMU did was beat Houston this past week. So it's homecoming for Tulane, but it won't be an easy game at all. Meanwhile, we've got a good football game for you to watch on WHNO this coming Saturday. The Nicholls State Colonels and the Northwestern State Demons. A battle of the ends, a battle of the swords and the pitchforks in Louisiana. And it's coming up live Saturday at 6 p.m. on WHNO TV 20. The only place you can watch it, Southland Conference rivalry between Nicholls State and Northwestern State. Ought to be a good one anytime you get Louisiana teams hooked up, Brian.
You know, I've watched with great interest over the weekend Nicholls State and Sam Houston. Sam Houston's a good ball club.
Yes.
And you can see why they're, ranked first?
Number one.
Yeah, number
yeah,
one.
very good. When we return in just a moment, we'll talk about high school football as sportsNOLAtv continues in just a moment.